Hello, and welcome to another stream of AI Dungeon 2. Are you ready for some chill/ambient copyright-free music courtesy of YouTube, I guess? Hopefully none of it's super weird, I don't know. So today I'm going to try a custom prompt and see how that goes. So boop, you have to enter a prompt that describes who you are in the first couple of sentences where you start out. For example, Night Dragon, blah blah. So let's see. You are an ordinary cow named Tapioca. You live in a barn, and your daily routine includes things such as grazing and being milked. Every day is pretty much the same, but one day something unusual happens. I don't know why this is my idea for a prompt, but it is. Let's see what happens. Why is the cow named Tapioca? I don't know. You are an ordinary cow named Tapioca. You live in a barn and your daily routine includes things such as grazing and being milked. Every day is pretty much the same, whoops. But one day something unusual happens. One morning you wake up to find that you've been transformed into a cowgirl. What happened? It was all thanks to some magic potion, of course. The owner of this farm had accidentally mixed two types of potions together. Oh no. It's instantly a TF story. Okay. I thought it would take some doing to get to that point. I mean, yes. That's an interesting start, I suppose. Examine self. This is gonna be horny, isn't it? Good start. You look at yourself and see you've now become a cowgirl. You don't know what caused this strange transformation, but you do know that it's not good for you. You can only hope that whatever changed you will be gone soon so that you can return to normal. Let's see. Huh. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Investigate your surroundings. Apparently Tapioca doesn't like being a humanoid cow. Begin to explore your new body and find out that you're no longer in a farm, but rather in a town called Good Springs. There are other people too, though they seem to be more like tourists than anything else. Ask someone how you got here. You approach a couple of people who seem to be the locals. They tell you that they were just passing by when they saw you. When asked if you wanted any help, one of them said, "Well, I suppose we could give you a lift home." I don't know what kind of cowgirl. I like how I typed in a custom prompt and I was instantly TF'd into a cowgirl. That's a good start, I think. Accept the offer for a lift home. Or I'm gonna type a ride home. The pair of you head back to the Lucky 38. What? Where you get a lift home. As you drive away from Good Springs, you notice that there's another car behind yours. Okay. Go on. You pull over near a gas station and get out of the car. The driver looks surprised when he sees you, but then gets back in his car and drives off. Go into the gas station to buy snacks. Immediately sidetracked by snacks. Cowgirl's gotta have a snack. Enter the gas station and buy some snacks before heading back to your car. You take a seat inside while the driver goes around looking for the next gas station. Eventually he finds one and drives off again. This doesn't make sense, but that's fine. It never starts off making sense. Drive towards where your cowgirl senses tell you your farm is. I think this is how cowgirls work. You continue driving until you reach the farmhouse. You park your car outside and walk inside. A man with a long white beard greets you warmly, but says nothing else about himself. He seems friendly enough, but he doesn't exactly make you feel comfortable either. Ask what happened to the farmer. Ah, yes, the farmer. It appears that he has died, the man replies. What? You say confused. Yes, well, you see, I'm not quite sure myself. Oh, come on, you exclaim angrily. Look around to see if there are any other farm animals present. You turn around and see several cows grazing nearby. You wonder if you should try to talk to them or just ignore them. Hey, what are you doing? Don't you know that talking to cattle is bad luck? One of the cows asks. Tell the cow that you are also a cow, so the bad luck cancels out. This is going better than I could have imagined, honestly. I am also a cow, so the bad luck cancels out, you reply. Good, good. Now then, do you want to play cards? No thanks. Well, let's get this over with. Reconsider and play poker with the cow. So how did you oh wait, you decide to play poker with the cow. You sit down at a table and start playing. So, how did you end up here? You ask as soon as you hear his voice. My name is Jack, and my dad was trying to sell me on buying a farm. Wait. You're a cow, and you wanted to buy a farm? That's not how cows work. Also, yeah, it's another Jack. What's the deal with that? Well, it isn't exactly how they work, but it is how I think cows like to live. Sounds interesting. So what kind of farm would you like to have? A simple one, no big deal farming. Just growing crops and raising livestock. You can't raise livestock. You are livestock. That's just messed up, dude. That's true, but I don't mind it. Besides, my father said I could run things by him if I didn't want to be a farmer. Okay, well, we'll see who wins. The game continues, and eventually you both lose all your money. How do we both lose all of our money at poker? Cows don't know how to play cards. That's how. You think the AI names a lot of people Jack because a lot of people are named Jack? This is called giraffing? Make a mental note to learn how to play poker before you try playing a card game again. After the game, you thank Jack and leave. As you walk away from the gas station, wait, what? You notice that something is different about him. His eyes seem to glaze over sometimes when he talks. Maybe he's drunk? Oh, there's an AI that assumes every photo has to have a giraffe because giraffes are disproportionately common in photos? That's really interesting, actually. Go back to the farmhouse. I'm going to ignore it trying to tell me that Jack the cow is drunk. If you see a giraffe, you would take a photo of it usually, I suppose. You return to the farmhouse, where you find that Jack is gone. You call for him, but he hasn't returned yet. Jack, you call out an alarm. Yeah, he answers in a sleepy tone. Where'd you go? Where's your dad? I don't care about Jack. The game wants me to care about Jack, but I don't want to care about Jack. Ask Jack if he knows anything about magic potions. Let's not abandon that plot thread. Potion? He says in surprise. Yeah, I need some potion to help me sleep. How much? Maybe $5,000. $5,000? That's insane! How the hell did you get that kind of money? I think I won it during that poker game? I don't know how poker works. Hello! It doesn't matter how you got it, it's still crazy. Okay, fine, but I'm gonna need some more information first. You head into the basement and search through drawers until you find a bottle of red liquid. You take a drink and feel better immediately. Examine self to see if there are any physical changes after drinking the red liquid. Are we going to turn into a cowgirl again? Or perhaps into something else? You look around and see nothing has changed, except you feel slightly less tired. You're pretty sure you've been drugged, though. Hmm. Look for other potions. I'm more willing to excuse nonsense in this story. You go back upstairs and continue searching until you find another bottle of red liquid. This time you drink it. It feels even better than the last one. So you keep looking until you find a third bottle of red liquid. Drink the third bottle. Tapioca doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing either, but we'll find out. You drink the third bottle and feel even better than before. You also start feeling very strange. Your body starts to shake a little bit, but not enough to cause you to fall down or anything. Hmm. Search for more potion bottles to feed your addiction. This is a terrible idea. Of course it is. Tapioca the potion junkie cowgirl. You continue to search until you find two more bottles of red liquid. One of them is empty, and the other contains a black powder inside. You decide to eat the empty bottle. Since it looks like a good source of food right now. Tapioca, no! Don't do that! I guess she is drugged. Eat the black powder. You eat the black powder and feel even worse. You vomit all over yourself and then pass out on the floor of the basement. Yay! Let's press enter and see what happens if we just continue. You wake up in a cold sweat and realize you ate something poisonous. You try to wash off the poison, but it isn't easy as you have no idea what to do with yourself at this point. You have no idea what to do with yourself at this point. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Drink milk. I am a cow. I I I I don't know why a cow would. I guess. Hmm. Milk will help. I'm. You drink some milk and feel a lot better. You can probably walk around again, which means you might be able to get away from this place soon. Okay. Hmm. Fair enough. I don't examine surroundings. I don't know if Tapioca got kidnapped or not. You inspect the room you were in earlier and notice that it was made of wood, but it wasn't covered in wallpaper either. There are no windows either. What? Okay. Leave the room and go back upstairs. Where is Tapioca? You head back downstairs and search for any more rooms to hide in. You eventually find a door leading into an attic area where there are several bookshelves and shelves filled with various items. Look at the items on the shelves. Oh no! You open one of the shelves and see a book titled The Art of Seduction. You pick it up and read it. The book describes how to seduce women using words alone. It goes on about how to use physical gestures, compliments, eye contact, etc. You immediately try to seduce women. Tapioca is a very impressionable cowgirl. It's going to be fine. You put the book back and quickly read through it again. This time you notice there are pictures in the book, too. There's a picture of a woman sitting on a bed wearing nothing but her underwear. She has long brown hair and she smiles at you when you approach her. Did we just go into the book? Oh no, it's getting horny. Hmm. Tell the woman that she is wearing nothing but her underwear. Tapioca is bad at seduction, you see. What could go wrong? You tell the woman she's wearing nothing but her underwear, and she laughs at your obvious stupidity. She tells you to get lost and leaves you standing outside the room looking stupid. You run back down to the basement and hide behind a shelf. Oh no! Poor Tapioca thought a book was real and then got embarrassed. Look for a book about self-confidence. You look for a book about self-confidence and find one called How to Be a Man by John Wayne Gacy. You start reading it, and it explains how men should act, dress, talk, think, etc. You don't like what you're learning. Rip up the book. Fuck you, John Wayne Gacy. You rip up the book and throw it out. You decide you aren't going to learn anything here, so you just leave. Your next stop is to go buy some more food, since you've been starving all day. How much memory does this have? I don't know. Buy some hay and try to eat it. You buy some hay and try to eat it. It tastes terrible, but you manage to finish it. Try to eat grass. I have to learn about my human taste buds. You try to eat grass and it doesn't taste good either. You decide not to eat any more plants today. Ask nearby stranger what kinds of things. Okay, ask nearby stranger what cowgirls are supposed to eat. You ask nearby stranger what cowgirls are supposed to eat, and he says they usually have a lot of fun while doing it. He then points out a few things that might be good for you as well. Cowgirls just gotta have fun, evidently. You spend the rest of the day wandering around aimlessly. You wander into a small town and see a bar where people drink beer. They seem pretty happy though, so you decide to stay there instead of heading home. Try beer. So the cowgirl is now thinking that people eat beer. You try beer and it tastes horrible. You feel sick after drinking it and vomit all over yourself. The next day you walk farther away from town and eventually end up in an abandoned house with no electricity or running water. search the house for something you can eat. This is the cowgirl's quest to understand what it means to be part human. You search the house for something you can eat and find a box of canned peaches. You open them up and feast on several of them. The smell is overpowering, but you enjoy it. Canned peaches. Well, that's alright. Sure. Doing a little better there, Tapioca. Look around the house for... Okay. Check what else is in the house. You check the other rooms in the house and find a bunch of old clothes, a couple of books, one of which is called How to Be a Girl, a set of keys to your car, and some money. You also notice there's another door leading outside. Read How to Be a Girl. You read How to Be a Girl. It's about a girl who has to deal with her family's expectations of how she should act. She finds out that she isn't like them at all and decides to live life however she wants. Be inspired by the story. Yeah, the house now has my car keys in it. You're inspired by the story and decide to do something similar. You decide to go out and meet girls. After getting some food from a convenience store, you head back home and spend the rest of the day doing nothing except reading How to Be a Girl. Okay. Okay. Go out and meet girls. Follow your dreams, Tapioca. You go out and meet girls. After a few hours of walking around aimlessly, you realize that you don't really know anything about the world anymore. All you want to do now is just sit down somewhere and watch TV until someone comes along and tells you what to do next. Huh. Tapioca, no. Hmm. Look for girls. Don't give up, Tapioca. You look for girls and eventually find one who looks very lonely. She seems nice enough, so you convince her to come with you. She agrees, but asks if you'll take her to a secluded place first. Take the girl to the park. You take the girl to the park and spend most of the time talking to her. Eventually, you both leave together. As soon as you get home, you tell your parents what happened, and they are disappointed that you didn't have any more success with girls. What parents? Hmm. Examine parents. You examine your parents' reactions when you told them what happened. They seem upset but not angry. Your mother says that maybe you need to change things up a bit and suggests going out again tomorrow night. Ask how long you've had a mother. What? You ask how long you've had a mother, and your mom answers that it was her father who gave birth to you. She then goes on to say that he died before she did. You think this answer is weird, since your dad never mentioned him dying or even having children. Conclude that this person is not your mother and has drank too much red liquid. You conclude that this person is not your mother and drinks too much red liquid. This causes you to become very sick and pass out. When you wake up, you find yourself in a strange room with no exit. What? Oh no. Break down the wall with cowgirl strength. Cowgirls definitely have super strength, I think, right? Probably? You break down the wall with cowgirl strength. You manage to crawl through the hole and make it outside, where you find a group of people looking at you. One of them calls out to you, but you can't understand any words because your throat is completely dry. Ask for water. What is happening to poor Tapioca? You ask for water, and the man gives you some. He tells you to drink it all up and hands you a bottle of medicine, which helps cure your thirst. The man also mentions that there's another way to get rid of your thirst. Drinking alcohol will help. Tell the man that alcohol makes you vomit. I mean, it did. You tell the man that alcohol makes you vomit, and he laughs at you. He tells you to keep drinking the medicine and takes his leave. After drinking a little more, your throat starts feeling better and you're able to speak again. Try to figure out where you are. Try to figure out where you are by asking around. Everyone says you should go back home, but you don't want to do that either. You decide to explore the area a little more and start walking towards the city center. Hmm. Go to the city library. It's about time we did some research because people aren't helping us. You head to the city library and look around. Looks like a normal place, except there's no one here. You continue exploring until you come across an old building that used to be a bank. There's a sign hanging from the roof that's saying Bank of New Haven. Hello. Go to library. Don't ignore me. Um, I typed in a custom plot at the start where we were a cow, just a regular cow named Tapioca, and I put one day something unusual happens, and it immediately TF'd me into a cowgirl because the farmer had mixed two potions together, and we're trying to figure out what's going on and how to be a human. And so far, Tapioca has tried to eat hay and grass, and it's not gone well. She's tried alcohol, and she threw up everywhere. She tried drinking potions, and she threw up everywhere. And now she doesn't know where she is. And also, she just went into the library naked for no reason. You go to the library and see that it's closed. You wonder if this is some sort of joke, so you take off your clothes and enter the building naked. What? This is an adventure. Search the library for information about cowgirl transformations. I don't know why she's naked. Tapioca, please. I guess she probably doesn't know how to read. You search the library for information about cowgirl transformations. You find nothing useful, so you return to your room and fall asleep. What? My room in the library? Dang it. Search more thoroughly for information about cowgirls. You search the library for information about cowgirls. You find that it has lots of books on topics such as sex, drugs, and rock and roll music. The next day... What? Gosh darn it. Tapioca? I'm just gonna see what happens if I press the continue button. You wake up in the morning and realize you forgot something important. You quickly check your pockets and find a note with instructions on how to get back home. Hey, I'm sorry, but I left my wallet in the car. What? Hello. Uh, try to get back home, I guess. Tapioca is very confused right now. You rush back home and open your wallet. Inside you find a few bills, a piece of paper with directions to the bank, and some other small items. You remember that you need to buy milk before leaving town, so you put everything into your bag and run out of the house. I don't need to buy milk. I can milk a cow. This is a farm. Milk a cow. It should be a farm, anyways. You walk along the road and see a large farmhouse ahead of you. You think you could easily reach it without too much trouble, but you notice that cows are grazing nearby. Milk the cows. Do it. Do it. I thought about trying to milk self earlier, to be honest. But then I didn't. You walk along the road and see a large farmhouse ahead of you. You think you could easily reach it without too much trouble, but you notice that the cows are grazing nearby. You approach the barn and look outside. Milk cow. Do it! You approach the barn and look inside. There's a big brown cow standing in front of you. She looks very tired, so you decide to help her by milking her for some extra nutrition. Drink the milk. You drink the milk from the cow. Uh-huh. And? You finish drinking the milk and feel better already. Ask the cow how to become a regular cow again. You ask the cow how to become a regular cow again. Uh-huh, and? AI dungeon? The next day you go back to the same place where you drank the milk from the cow, and this time, there she is again. This time is a regular one. What? Ask cow about potions. You ask the cow about potions. She tells you that if you mix them together, they will make you grow taller than usual and also give you more energy. You try them out on yourself and end up growing taller than ever before. The rest of your life is pretty good after that. Measure your height. We've gotten sidetracked. You measure your height. And? Come on now. How tall are you? Let's try that, maybe. You're now pretty sure that you've grown to be at least 6 feet tall. How tall are you? Okay. Hmm. Ask the cow about other potions. Tapioca, the potion junkie cow, TF'd into a cowgirl, grew her height. You ask the cow about other potions. She says if you combine them with some herbs in your garden, they can make you grow even bigger than normal. More growing? Combine potions and herbs. Tapioca. You combine potions and herbs to create a potion which makes you bigger than normal. It's called Giant Punch! And it gives you an extra boost of strength for a short period of time. Drink Giant Punch. That's the best. You drink Giant Punch and feel like you've been given superpowers. You're so strong that you break through the wall of the farmhouse and knock over all the cows inside. They don't seem to mind, though. Afterwards, you find that your strength has increased tremendously. Search for more potions to get even bigger. I didn't intend to make this kinky, but I think AI Dungeon wants to indulge. You look around for more potions to increase your size, but you can't find any. Your newfound power seems to wear off very quickly, however, and you soon become weaker than when you started. Your life becomes a lot less interesting after that. I didn't mean for it to come to this time. Keep searching for potions. Tapioca needs the potions. Keep looking for more potions to increase your size, but you can't find any. It's the same thing. Ask other cows about potions. You ask other cows about potions, and they tell you that there's one nearby called the Great Giga Punch. This would give you a huge boost of strength. You go back to the farmhouse where you see the cows drinking from the well again. Whoa. Hello, voice part in the music. I'm gonna skip that. Search for the Great Giga Punch. You search the farmhouse and find the Great Giga Punch, but unfortunately it's gone now. You think maybe someone stole it or something, but then you remember that there was another bottle of Giant Punch somewhere else in the house too. Drink every potion you can find. You drink every potion you can find, including the ones in the cellar. After a few hours, you start feeling really tired and weak. You collapse on top of the sofa and fall asleep. Tapioca, why are you doing this to yourself? And by that, I mean, why am I doing this to you? You wake up to find yourself back at the farmhouse. There's no cows here anymore, and you're not even hungry anymore. Oh no! I don't like that! What did you do? Oh no! Oh no! You feel really weird and confused. You have no idea what happened to you, but you know that this isn't good. Examine self. Ah, there's more lyrics. Darn it, chill ambient copyright-free music. I mean, I guess that's not... You examine yourself and realize you're still missing part of your body. What? You also notice that you've lost some of your hair as well. You look down at your hands and notice that they're both shorter than before. Freak out. Tapioca, no! You freak out and run away from home. You wander aimlessly as you stumble upon a town called the Big City. It looks pretty nice and safe, so you decide to stay there for a while. Look for a potion expert. You head to the big city hoping there might be a potion expert there. Unfortunately, all you find is a bunch of drunken idiots who don't seem to understand how dangerous their actions are. They just laugh at you and call you names. Tell them that they are hurting your feelings. You tell these people that you're afraid of being hurt by them and they need to stop hurting your feelings. They laugh at you again and call you names. You leave the city and eventually make it to the farm, which has been completely destroyed by fire. Try to find out what happened. I love you too, Isa. You walk around the ruins of the farm and notice that it seems like everyone is dead. You wonder if you are wrong about everything after all. Wrong about what? Search for survivors. You search the wreckage of the farm and see there are still alive people trapped inside. You go into one of the rooms and see a man named John Smith. He looks very scared and asks where you came from. Darn it, ambient music or whatever. I'm just gonna put Toho music on again. There. It's John Smith again, I think. Tell him you used to be a cow. You tell John Smith that you used to be a cow, and he tells you that he's never seen anyone like you before. He says that he knows something bad is going to happen soon because there are too many people in the house right now. Tell him the bad thing already happened. You tell John Smith the bad thing already happened, and you start crying. John Smith starts to cry with you and says he can't believe you changed so much since when he was your age. Ask what he's talking about since you just met him. You ask what he's talking about since you just met him. John Smith doesn't answer and just keeps on sobbing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. Whenever you try to interact with other people in this game, it doesn't really work. Leave and look for other survivors. You leave John Smith and look for other survivors. You manage to find some people hiding in a nearby barn, but they aren't as friendly as John Smith. One of them even shoots at you, though fortunately nobody else is around. Panic and run. I forgot to put this list on shuffle. You panic and run away from the barn. You manage to get back home safely, but you feel really sad about what happened. You also realize that you have no idea why this is happening to the world. The next day you wake up feeling fine. Examine self again. Don't drink all of the potions that you find, kids, because you might be crazy. You examine yourself again, and you don't seem to have changed at all. You think maybe you were dreaming or something. Then you remember that you haven't eaten anything today either. Search for food. You search for food, and eventually you manage to find some cans of beans. You eat them happily. Appreciate beans. You appreciate beans. They taste good and you're not hungry anymore. You feel pretty good after eating them. Think deeply about beans. You think deeply about beans. You wonder if you should try to make more of these things or not. It would probably be better to just keep making them until they stop being useful and then throw them out. Look for more beans. Tapioca has a favorite food now. You look for more beans and eventually you find some more. You put them into your bag and take it outside where you see a bunch of other people who are also looking for food. They all look very tired too, which makes you worry that they might be starving too. Share beans. You share beans with everyone. Everyone seems happy with it, and you feel a little better too. Aww. Celebrate the joy of beans. You celebrate the joy of beans by dancing around like an idiot while singing happy birthday to yourself. Afterwards, you go inside and sit down on your couch to watch TV. The sun is shining brightly, so you decide to stay in this house forever. Okay. Flip through channels to look for entertainment. Couch. Perfect. You flip through channels to look for entertainment. Eventually you find a movie called I'm Yours. You start watching it, and it's actually quite fun. It ends when the credits roll, though, because you suddenly hear a loud noise coming from upstairs. Investigate noise. You investigate the noise coming from upstairs. You can't really tell what it could possibly mean, but you figure you'll check anyway. When you get up there, you see a huge explosion going on, and a lot of smoke rising up as well. An explosion is just going on? What does that mean exactly? Look at explosion. You look at the explosion and see that it looks like someone set off a bomb in here. There's no way anyone could have gotten in here without setting off something like this. Bombs again? Really? Shucks. Decide... No. Leave the house very quickly. You run out of the house very quickly. When you get outside, you notice that the street is completely destroyed, and part of it is collapsed onto itself. There's nothing left except rubble and dust everywhere. Search the rubble for beans. I gotta find the beans! You search the rubble for beans. After searching for a bit, you finally come across some. They're small and hard to chew, so you don't eat any of them immediately, since they taste horrible. Feel saddened that the good beans have all been destroyed. You feel sad that the good beans have all been destroyed. You try to think about how much you enjoyed eating those beans before everything went wrong. Mourn beans. You mourn beans for a while until you eventually die! Oh no! 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 What? No! Don't die! Tapioca, no! You don't die! Yay! We did it! Embark on a grand journey to find the best beans. A few days later, you wake up. You remember the events of your life and realize that you've died twice already. Once when you ate bad beans, and again when you ate good ones. You died! Game over! No! You can't do that! Search afterlife for beans. You begin looking around for the best beans in the afterlife. Eventually, you find them and enjoy their flavor. The next day, you die again. You died. Game over. Search Afterlife 2 for beans. You continue searching for the best beans in the afterlife, but you can't find anything better than what you found last time. Finally, after several days pass, you die yet again. You died, game over. You died, game over. Search Afterlife 3 for beans. You continue searching for the best beans, but you can't find anything better than what you found last time. You die yet again. No. Stop dying. Tapioca, no. After many more deaths, you decide it's not worth it anymore. You know that if you keep going down this path, you'll never get anywhere with your quest, and will just end up killing yourself over and over again. Consider alternatives to beans. While you're still alive, you decide to look into other options. There's so many things to do in the world, but there's one thing that seems to be missing from your list. Sex! God damn it! It occurs to you that maybe you should go out and have some fun with someone else. Do a Google search to learn what sex means. As you're browsing through Google, you come across a page about sex. It explains that sex is the act of two people having sexual intercourse. You read all of it, and then click on More. Oh no! You enter the word sex into the box, and get a message saying, "This is an automated system. Please try again." You see that it says you need to type in another word before you can proceed. This time, it asks you to type in sex. Type in beans. I'm losing it again. The machine tells you that it's determined that the word you typed in was incorrect. You see that it says, you must choose between these words. Beans, 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 beans. Beanie babies, baby boomers, and boomerang kids. What? Choose boomerang kids. What the hell is that? This is the best game ever. You see that it gives you three choices: boomerang kids, boomers, or boomers. You select boomerang kids. You see that it tells you your computer has determined that the correct answer is boomerangs. Search for boomerangs. You start typing in the word boomerangs and get a message saying, "This is an automated system. Please try again." You see that it says you need to type in another word before you can proceed. This time it asks you to type in bobtails. Type in bobtails, I guess? You enter the word bobtails into the box and get a message saying this is an automated system. What? Leave computer. We're getting nowhere. You hear a voice say, "Please press any key to continue." You don't know what this means, so you wait until you feel like pressing a button on the keyboard. When you do, the screen goes black and nothing happens. Mash every key on the keyboard. When you open up the laptop, you find yourself back at the beginning of the game. The screen shows a black background with text written in white letters. On top of this text is a small arrow pointing left and right. Are we playing AI Dungeon in AI Dungeon? What? Read text. A big red X appears above the word sex, and a little blue arrow points down. A tiny green arrow points left and right. Below this text are 4 more lines of text which appear to be random numbers from 1 through 9. They begin with 1 and end with 5. Click number 7. What is happening? We are now like a cyber cow, I guess. You click on number 7, and the screen shows a picture. Changes to show a picture of a man holding hands with 2 women. Above them is a large red X. Below this picture is another line of text which reads 7, and below that is another line of text which reads dirty talk. Become very confused. You look around and see there are no other options except Dirty Talk. You decide to press the button labeled Dirty Talk, and a new option appears. It's called Bean Salad. Gasp in horror. Not the beans! Not again! The screen turns black and then comes back to life with a huge red X appearing above the words Bean Salad. Below this is another line of text which reads Dirty Talk, and below that is another line of text which reads Suck my cock. What? No. Control Alt Delete. I think Tapioca got a virus. Or like 300,000 viruses. You press the button labeled Dirty Talk and a menu pops up. In the middle is a button labeled Come. No! No! Exit window. Tapioca, no! You close the window and the screen goes black. You hear a loud noise as if something exploded inside your head. You wake up in your bed feeling sick. Your stomach hurts, but you can't remember anything else about yesterday. I think I just had a nightmare about sex viruses on my computer. Or Tapioca did, at least. Examine self. That seems like a nightmare I would legitimately have at some point in my life. You sit up and realize you're naked. You look around and notice your body has changed into one of those old schoolgirls' uniforms. Wait, I was naked and then I suddenly had a... There's a long skirt, knee-high socks, a blouse, and some sort of necklaces hanging around your neck. Admire outfit. That sounds cute, I guess. You take off your shirt and pants and stand before your mirror. You stare at yourself in the reflection for a moment, trying to figure out what happened. Suddenly, you feel dizzy and faint. Suddenly, you start to get hungry again. What? Look for food. You walk outside and find a bagel shop. The owner tells you that they have run out of everything, so he'll give you any food they have left until tomorrow morning. He also says that they don't serve alcohol here, but he does sell wine and beer. Purchase every bagel. You buy all the bag cell you can find. After eating them, you go back home and sleep. The next day, you still haven't found any answers about why or how you got here. You spend most of your time wondering where exactly you are and what happened to your family. Google information. No. Do a Google search for information on cowgirls. After looking through various websites, you come across an article about a famous cowboy named Cowgirl who was supposedly killed by a vampire. It seems like a great story, but after reading it, you realize that it doesn't make sense. Continue searching for information about cowgirls. You continue to read articles about other famous people who are supposedly killed by vampires. Some of these stories seem more believable than others, but you keep coming across the same thing. They say that when a vampire feeds on someone, their blood tastes horrible and they die within hours. Stop reading about vampires. Tapioca is very easy to distract, which I can relate to. You decide not to read any more about vampires. It would be nice to know what happened to your family, but you just aren't sure if you should believe any of this. Search for information about transformation potions. You visit a potion store and ask them for information on transformation potions. They tell you that there isn't much out there, but they do have some. You pay for the potions and drink one each. After drinking, you feel better immediately. Wait for potions to take effect. You wait for the transformations to happen. In less than 24 hours, you feel completely different from how you did before. You've lost weight and gained muscle mass. Your face looks more masculine now as well. Your hair is longer now, though it's still gray in color. Oh no! I don't want to transform in that direction. Examine self. You notice that your skin has changed slightly too. Instead of being smooth and pale, it's covered with fine lines and wrinkles. Your body feels stronger as well. You feel very comfortable around other men now, but you're not quite used to living among women yet either. Reverse transformation. You reverse the effects of the transformations and return to normal. You then proceed to live happily ever after. Oh, okay. Decide that being a cowgirl isn't so bad after all. You decide that being a cowgirl wasn't so bad after all. You don't really need to worry about vampires anymore, since you're pretty sure you won't run into any of those things again. Live happily ever after. Years pass. Uh-huh. A few years pass. You're a young man, living in a small town called New Harmony. You work at the local diner and spend most of your free time hunting down vampires in the area. Perspective change! It's just like... It's just like a real adventure or something. Hmm. Ask about... Cow... Ask around... No. Let's see. Search for vampires. This is cool. We're a completely different character now, I think. You continue searching for vampires. Eventually, you find several in the nearby woods. One of them is a vampire hunter named Bill Compton, who tells you that he's looking for someone called the Beast. Ask Bill Compton to describe the Beast. So there's a vampire hunting vampire named Bill. Bill Compton says the Beast is a vampire that lives deep in the forest. He claims he was once human, but his bloodlust got the best of him and transformed him into what you see now. Stake vampires. This mysterious young man has a zero-tolerance policy for vampires, unfortunately. You stake several vampires. They are quick and strong, but aren't nearly powerful enough to fight back against you. It takes a lot of energy just to keep yourself standing up straight when you're staked like this. What, now I'm a vampire? Realize that you have become a vampire. You realize you've become a vampire. You feel weak and tired, but know that it can't be helped. You've been turned into one of these creatures now. Seek blood. I wonder how this story of this vampire man relates to Tapioca in any way. You go out to hunt for blood. You find a group of humans in the woods, but they don't seem to want anything from you. They just stare at you with their eyes wide open, as if expecting something terrible to happen. Politely ask for blood. You politely ask for some blood. You get a little surprised by how much they want it, though. After all, you were a vampire before, and you still had plenty of blood left over from drinking from the rest of their veins. What? Drink all blood. You drink all the blood in the group of humans. It tastes horrible, but it's enough to turn you into a vampire again. Fail to understand how vampirism works. Okay, how vampires work. You fail to understand how vampires works. You fall unconscious and soon die. Search afterlife for blood. Oh no. You search your eternal home for more blood. You find it, but it isn't enough to transform you back into a mortal being. Express disappointment in this blood. In the blood. You express disappointment in the blood. You begin to bleed profusely and scream loudly. What? Don't. No. Try to drink your own blood? You attempt to drink your own blood, but you quickly realize you won't be able to do so without killing yourself. The pain is too great. Panic. This guy's having a bad day. You panic and start screaming loudly. A few people come out of their homes and see you, but they're unable to help you since they are also transformed into vampires. Steak vampires. Maybe this is like a TV show that Tapioca is watching. You stake several vampires who try to escape, including one woman who is pregnant with your child. She dies immediately afterwards. Scream no at the top of your lungs due to the twist ending. You scream, no, 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 no! As you die due to the twist ending. The end. You died. Game over. Be Tapioca. Be Tapioca again. You be Tapioca again. You don't know why, but you feel like it'd be fun to become a teddy bear again. Your transformation ends when you eat some food, which turns you back into a human being. What? Become cowgirl. Just to return to the status quo a little. You become cowgirl. You decide to go on a rampage, but you end up getting killed by an angry mob of villagers. What? I don't think this knows how to handle, like, trying to continue past game overs. Oh. You become a normal girl named Mary. Mary's life goes on. I don't know what the deal is with this. Your mother eventually remarries and has a baby boy named John. He grows up to be a successful businessman. John's life goes on. I guess life just goes on, huh? You guess life just goes on, huh? You have a son named James. He becomes a successful lawyer. James' life goes on. End the cycle. You end the cycle. You live happily ever after. Or something like that. Congratulations! You win! Hey, we won! I don't know what we're winning. But okay. We won, everyone. It's over. This one is, I guess. So, I guess we're gonna try another one. If anyone has any suggestions on a genre or a prompt, please feel free. I will see if I like any suggestions. But in the meantime, I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. Let's see, video game worlds. Something Monster Hunter. I'll try video games, like Monster Hunter might come out of it. Let's see, enter a prompt that describes who you are in the first couple of sentences. You are a video game heroine. Am I spelling that right? Yes, okay. Just checking. You are a video game heroine. Video game NPC? No, I want to have a gendered word, though. I'm gonna do this anyway. You have a legendary sword. No. You have a sword and shield. Your quest is to gather the 4 orbs of power and then do something with them. You don't know what yet. You are a video game heroine. You have a sword and shield. Your quest is to gather the 4 orbs of power and then do something with them. You don't know what yet. The first thing you need to do is find out where the 4 orbs are located. The only clue you can get from this is that they're not in your home, but rather on some sort of magical island somewhere off the coast of the continent. Search for a way to get to the magical island. Next day, you set off for the magical island. It's been a while since you've done anything like this before, so it takes a little practice to master the new skills. You make sure to keep an eye out for any signs of danger along the way. Arrive at the magical island safely with no trouble. I just want to see what this does. It's a long trip to the magical island, but you manage to reach it without incident. When you arrive, you see nothing but clouds and fog. You think about trying to fly there, but as far as flying goes, you're still pretty rusty. Make your way through the fog. You make your way through the fog, which is thick enough that you can barely see. Eventually, you come across a small clearing. There are 2 large trees growing out of the ground here. One tree has 3 branches coming out of it, while the other one has 5 branches coming out of it. Examine trees closely. This seems like a puzzle. You carefully examine the trees, noticing they're all different sizes. They both seem to be made of wood that isn't entirely black or white. There's a lot going on, more than just their appearance, though. Each branch seems to have its own purpose. Pull on one of the branches. Mayhaps they are a switch or a lever. You pull on one of the branches and notice it moves slightly. You look around and see there are several things hanging from these branches. Some are sticks, others are vines, and others are even insects. Poke insects. What could go wrong? You poke a few insects and watch them squeak and squirm. There are many more things to discover on the magical island, but you'll leave those up for you to figure out. What? Pull on vines. Something here has to be a switch, or something. That's how video games work. You pull on a vine and notice it begins to grow. You continue pulling on the vine until you eventually reach a point where you can't anymore. You look around and see there are several smaller vines sprouting from the ground. Pull smaller vines out of ground. Isa, please. You pull out a few smaller vines and note how they move. You try to grab onto one of them, but realize you can't quite grasp it. There are many more things to discover on the magical island, but you'll leave those up to you to figure out. I know you're being silly. I just don't know how to respond to that. Discover more things. Maybe this clearing's just a bust. Maybe there's nothing here after all. As you continue exploring, you find yourself in a forest. This place looks very similar to the one you were in when you first arrived on the island. The only difference is that this time there are several trees growing out of the ground instead of just one big tree. That's not, but it was several before. Knock on trees. You knock on the nearest tree and hear a voice reply back. It sounds like an old man, but you don't know his name yet. He says something along the lines of, "Who are you?" before he disappears into thin air. Huh. Ghostmans. Exercise ghosts. You begin to chant and focus on the spirits within you. Soon a ghost appears before you. It's wearing clothes that aren't yours, but it doesn't appear to be dead either. Ask the ghost about the 4 orbs. We mustn't lose sight of our ultimate goal. You ask the ghost what the 4 orbs are for, and it tells you they're a portal to another world. You say you've never seen anything like them before, and it explains that they allow people to travel between worlds, but not through them. Ask where the orbs are located. The ghost tells you the orbs are located at the top of a mountain. You ask if there's any way to get there, but it replies by saying that you need to go through a ritual first. Ask about ritual. Rituals have gone well for me in AI Dungeon in the past, by which I mean they haven't. But that wasn't on stream. You ask if there's a ritual to open the orbs, and it answers that yes, but it needs your help. You tell them that you'd love to help, but you have no idea what kind of rituals are involved. I'm gonna let it continue and see if that gives details. You ask again if there's a ritual, and it responds with no. You ask why not, and it replies you'll have to do it yourself. What? How? You exclaim. Ask how to perform ritual. This ghost is not helpful. You ask if there's a way to perform the ritual yourself, and it responds by telling you you'll have to climb down the mountain and then use some sort of magic spell to open the orbs. Go to mountain. You decide to follow the ghost's advice and head down the mountain. As soon as you reach the bottom, you feel a great sense of dread hit you. You look around and see nothing but darkness. Look for orbs. Is this going to be like a really, really short video game quest? Because we're already finding all the orbs. You search the ground for the orbs, but find nothing. The feeling of dread increases when you realize that you can't even see anymore. You try to call out in desperation, but all that comes out is a loud noise. Use sword on darkness. I'm attacking the darkness, I guess. You grab your sword and swing it at the darkness. Unfortunately, you don't manage to cut it completely cleanly. Instead, you only sever its connection with your mind, and you fall unconscious from the pain. Whoa. You wake up in a cold sweat. Your body hurts terribly, and you're very thirsty. You start to wonder if you should drink some water or something else. Drink water. Always water. You take a gulp of water and immediately feel better. You also notice you've got a strange taste in your mouth, like bitter coffee. You begin to wonder if drinking this stuff will make you sick. Look for orbs. Back to the quest! You continue searching for the orbs, but you find nothing. It seems they must be buried deep underground somewhere. You walk along the path, looking for any signs of them, but you still haven't found anything. Eventually you come across a large stone wall with several holes in it. Look at wall. Maybe this is where the orbs go. You stand before the wall and stare into each hole. Each one has an orb inside it. They seem to be arranged into in a circle, but they can't tell what they are exactly. Suddenly you hear a voice say, "Hello!" Look towards the voice. You turn towards the voice and see a man standing behind you. He wears a black robe with red trimming, which covers his entire body except for his face. His eyes are green, and he has long hair that reaches halfway down his back. Say hello to the man. Hello, you say. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. No, it's me! It's really me! The man looks at you and then turns away quickly. You think he might have been staring right through you the whole time. Take orbs from holes. Dialogue still doesn't make sense. You pick up the orbs and examine them. They seem to be made of glass, so they probably aren't going to break easily. You put them in your pocket and then leave the temple as fast as you can. Use orbs to go to another world. That's what the ghost said they did. You run out of the temple and head off into the woods. You decide to try and get there by using the orbs. The trees are thick here, so you'll need to figure out how to jump over them without getting lost. What? Open orbs. They also kept saying to open the orbs. You open all the orbs and close them again. Nothing happens. You don't know what to do next. A shrill cry pierces the air, followed by a loud thud on the ground. Ready your sword. You raise your sword and prepare to attack. Suddenly, a bright light fills the area around you. You gasp in surprise when you realize that the light is coming from the orbs you just opened. Go into the light. You enter the light and feel yourself floating upwards. Soon you're surrounded by a bright white light. You're suddenly pulled forward and slammed into something hard. Your vision goes dark as you pass out. Wow, this is a bad interworld transportation system you got here. It's a painful one. You wake up in a cold sweat. You've never felt this way before. You sit up slowly and find yourself lying on the floor of some sort of room. There's a door at the end of the room, but you can't remember where you came from or anything else about it. Go through the door. I can't remember where I came from. You stand up and walk toward the door. A beam of light shines down upon you, and you're transported inside the room. You look around and notice that everything seems to be made of wood, though it isn't straight or even in any particular pattern. Huh. Exit the room. This one isn't being really silly yet. It's just being, like, weird. A little weird, and, like, a lot actually a video game. You exit the room and see a large circular table with many numbered slots along its sides. At one slot sits an orb, while others hold other objects. You look around for anything useful, but find nothing. Look at other objects. This must be the hub world. See, the orb is where we came from, and the other objects are other worlds. You look around and see several more objects like the ones you saw earlier. Some have numbers on them, some don't. All of them are labeled 1 through 10 in big black letters. Look at 6. I wonder if it'll know what I'm trying to do here. You look at the object labeled 6. It has a number on it, but no label. You turn to another object to find that it has no name or description. Touch objects. You touch the object labeled 6. It tingles slightly and you feel a slight chill run through your body. You look at the rest of the objects and notice they all seem to glow faintly blue. Touch all of the objects. This one isn't as funny. But I want to see if it actually goes anywhere. You touch all the objects and feel a strange sensation running through your body. You also hear a voice in your head saying things like, "I am you, and we are together." Uh-oh. Are we getting a persona? Summon persona. Thou art I, etc. You summon your persona and it appears in front of you. It looks exactly like you remembered, except it's a little older now. It says, "Hello there." It continues to say, "Your memories are starting to come back to you. I'm glad you're coming back home." Examine persona. This is twisting now. We're getting somewhere. You examine the persona and realize it's indeed you. You try to recall what happened after you left the house, but find it's difficult to do so. The persona then asks if you want to talk about it. Agree to talk about it. You agree to talk about it, and claim the persona how you came to be trapped in this house. It tells you it can help you get out of here, but only if you go into the basement first. Go into the basement. I think that was a large bit of thunder that just happened or something. You enter the basement and find yourself in a dark, cold place. A door opens up, and you step inside. A man stands before you who seems to be wearing a lab coat over his clothes. He turns around and smiles at you as he notices your persona. Ask the man how to escape this place. You ask the man how to escape from this place, and he tells you need to call upon the power of the moon. He explains that when the sun sets, it will begin shining less brightly throughout the nighttime. This means that darkness will fall faster than ever before. Use your persona to call upon the power of the moon. Use your persona to call upon the power of the moon, and it begins glowing brighter than ever before. The man tells you that you'll have to wait until the next full moon for this effect to last longer. Use the power of the moon to escape. Use the power of the moon to escape from this place and return home. Give your persona a high five. After returning home, you gave your persona a high five and it gives you one back. Give your persona a big hug. You give your persona a big hug and it returns the gesture. Aww. Now what? Let's see. Ask your persona what you should do next. You ask your persona what you should do next, and it says you should head back upstairs, where there are more shadows waiting for you. You decide to follow its advice and head back upstairs, where you see more shadows waiting for you. They're all staring at you in fear with their eyes. Oh well, now we're actually playing Persona because there's shadows. Okay. Let's play along with it. Cast Bufu on shadows. We did say we were a video game character, and it's given us a video game to be a character of. Does it know what Bufu is? You cast Bufu in the shadows, and they immediately disappear. You then notice that your phone has been ringing non-stop since you left it downstairs. Answer phone. Get the Bufu out of my house, shadows. This is funny because I've actually thought about what my, This is funny because I've actually thought about what my persona would do if I was a Persona character. And I figured out that my Arcana would be the moon and I would probably do ice magic, among other things. So this is giving me a persona with the power of the moon and ice magic. Well, I chose the ice magic part, but you know. You answer the phone and hear a voice say, "Hello, who is this? This is Mr. Kaneda. I guess I'm Mr. Kaneda? I'm afraid my car broke down." "Oh no, did something happen to you or someone else was driving?" "No, but my car broke down." I'm confused now. Ask about Mr. Kaneda. I said it was a video game heroine, excuse me. The person on the other end of the phone asks if you know who Mr. Kaneda is, and you tell them he's your neighbor. He tells you that his name is Akira, and he lives across the street from you. Ask Akira why he called you. Isn't Akira the name of the real, like the canon name of Joker? The person on the other end of the phone asks Akira why he called you. Well, close enough. And he answers, I just wanted to let you know that I love you. You thank him profusely and hang up. Ask your persona for relationship advice. You call your persona again, and this time it tells you to go back upstairs where there's more shadows waiting for you. You try to get out of here as quickly as possible, but when you reach the stairs, they're locked. What? Cast Bufu on stairs. You cast Bufu on the stairs, and they instantly vanish. You then realize that your phone has been ringing non-stop since you left it downstairs. You turn around to look at your phone and see it's still ringing even though you've turned off the alarm. Oh no. It's a loop. Answer phone. Is it the same phone call? I destroyed my stairs. You answer the phone and hear a voice say, hello, who is this? This is Mr. Kaneda. Kaneda, I'm afraid my car broke down. Oh no, did something happen to you or someone else was driving? No, but my car broke down. Oh no, we're trapped in a hellish loop. Cast Bufu on phone. Get the Bufu out of here. I already said that. You cast Bufu on the phone and it disappears. You realize your phone has been ringing non-stop since you left it downstairs. You turn around to look at your phone and see it's still ringing even though you've turned off the alarm. Tell your persona to answer the phone. Ring, 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 ring. Persona phone. Your persona appears in front of you and says, Mr. Kaneda? Is this really you? Yes, yes it is, you reply with a smile. No? I am not Mr. Kaneda. You explain that you don't think so, and you're just trying to be helpful. Your persona doesn't seem too surprised by this revelation, but you do feel like it should have an easier time figuring out who you are now. Figure out who you are. You tell your persona that you figured out who you were after all, and it seems pleased with itself. It then says, well, I guess we can start calling each other friends now. Afterwards, your phone rings several times before going to voicemail. Check voicemail. Hello. You open your phone and find it's from your friend Akira. He sounds very excited about what happened today. Go on. You listen to his message, and he asks if you want to come over tonight. You agree immediately, but ask how many people will be coming. He replies that it'll only be one person, and that she'll be arriving soon. Go to Akira's house. And yeah, Akira is the canon name of the protagonist from Persona 5, so that's what it pulled this from. You decide to go to Akira's house. When you arrive there, you notice that it looks exactly like the pictures on your computer screen. The door opens, and inside is a girl with long brown hair wearing a black dress and carrying a large bag. Introduce yourself. You introduce yourself, and she nods her head in response. She tells you that she lives nearby and invites you in for dinner. Go inside. Well, this is pleasant, I suppose. As you enter the house, you see it looks exactly like the pictures on your computer screen. There's a dining room table covered with various food items and some glasses filled with wine bottles. A TV top sits on top of the kitchen counter. Ask the girl for her name. You ask for the girl's name and she smiles back at you. She tells you she likes your shirt and asks if you're new here. You say yes, but also mention you've been meaning to talk to someone new for a while now. That's not answering my question. Ask her what her name is. You ask what her name is and she smiles. She tells you that she's called Yumi, and she lives nearby as well. She mentions that they live near the park where you went earlier today when you first arrived here. Is Yumi a Persona character? Yes, she is. She's the Sun social link in Persona 4. Okay. Fair, I guess? I don't remember this. Oh, she's the drama club lady. I vaguely remember. Sit down at the dinner table. You sit down at the dinner table and enjoy your meal. After eating, you ask Yumi about herself. She tells you she was born in Japan and grew up in Tokyo until she moved to America around 10 years ago. Okay. Ask where Akira went, because he hasn't been here. You ask where Akira went, and she says he left after school yesterday. She goes on to tell you he works at a restaurant called the Red Rooster, which is located right across the street from the park where you were playing earlier today. Huh. Okay. Tell Yumi it was nice to meet her. She thanks you. She tells you she's got to get going, so goodbye. Look around Akira's house. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but you look around Akira's house and realize that it doesn't seem very messy or disorganized. It seems more like it was hastily put together by someone who didn't really know how to take care of things properly. You walk over to the window and peer out into the night sky. Gaze at the stars. This just turned into like a pleasant scene. You stare at the stars and begin to wonder why you're even bothering to do this. The only reason why you're doing this is because you feel an overwhelming sense of loneliness and emptiness in your life. Wow, okay. Suddenly something catches your eye. Continue. What catches my eye? Tell me about this thing. You suddenly notice something out of place in the darkness. It's a small black object sitting in the middle of the grassy field. It looks like a pistol, but there are no bullets inside it. Pick up pistol. Okay. And now a gun! Also, yeah, it's so sad suddenly. You pick up the pistol and examine it closely. There isn't anything special about it either. It just looks like any other gun. You take a closer look at the barrel of the gun and see it's empty. No bullet came out of it either. Huh. Try pressing the trigger. Maybe it's an evoker? You press the trigger of the gun and nothing happens. You look at the gun again and find it still empty. You decide not to touch it anymore since you don't want to risk getting shot with a loaded weapon. Put pistol in pocket. You put the pistol back in your pocket and head home. When you arrive at home, you go through your usual routine of cleaning up and preparing yourself for bed. When you finally fall asleep, you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to face whatever tomorrow brings. Go to the Red Rooster. You go to the park and sit down on a bench. After taking a deep breath, you begin to think about what you should do next. What will you do? Will you stay here until morning, thinking about all the things that happened today? Go to restaurant. Did it already forget the Red Rooster? You decide to go to a nearby restaurant called the Red Rooster. You remember that you can order food from the counter if you pay with cash. After walking past several fast food restaurants, you reach the front door of the Red Rooster, which is open. Enter the Red Rooster. It did remember, but in a roundabout way. You enter the Red Rooster and sit down at one of the tables. A waitress comes over to serve you. She smiles as she greets you and asks where you're from. She tells you that her name is Brenda and that she lives in town with her parents. Order chicken nuggets. Hey, this adventure came back to ordering food again. It does keep doing that for me. You order some chicken nuggets and ask her how much they cost. She says they're $2.99 each, so you pay for them and leave. A few minutes later, you return to the table to find out that Brenda has left. Okay. Look around the restaurant. You walk around the restaurant looking for something interesting to do. Eventually you come across a large TV screen showing various television programs. One program shows an old man named Walter Cronkite interviewing people about their opinions on current events. What? That's a real person, I think. Yeah. So I guess that sets the time period of the story. Watch interview. You turn off the TV and start watching the interview with Walter Cronkite. He talks about his life experiences and mentions that he used to work for a newspaper called the New York Times before it was sold to Time Warner. Change the channel. You switch the channel to another program about a group of people who are trying to build a bridge across the Amazon River. They've been working hard for months now and are nearing completion. Cheer on the people. You cheer on the people and tell them that they'll get there eventually. They laugh and say you're really optimistic about this project. They continue to talk about other projects until one of them mentions they've just finished building a new kind of car out of wood. Oh god. Change the channel again. I don't like where that's going. You switch the channel back to the news show and see it's a report about some recent terrorist attacks in Europe. It seems like these terrorists are planning to blow up a bunch of buildings in London or Paris. What? Stop being so serious, game. Turn off the TV. No, don't. Turn off the TV and close your laptop. A few hours pass. Okay, continue. You wake up and realize you haven't heard anything from Brenda since yesterday night. You check your phone, but it looks like she hasn't sent any messages either. Did I get her number? Call Brenda. You call Brenda's number and hear a female voice answer. Hello, you say? I'm calling because I want to buy your restaurant. Oh yeah, sure, the woman replies. What time is it? I want to buy your restaurant? What? It's adventure time. The woman laughs and says that sounds like a great idea. She hangs up and you sigh in relief. After getting over your hangover, you decide to go check out what Adventure Time is all about. You open up Netflix and see if there's anything new on the channel. The most mundane story in the universe. You watch a couple of episodes of Adventure Time and find it to be pretty entertaining. You also notice that the characters are very similar to those you know from your own childhood. Watch Steven Universe. You start watching Steven Universe, and you don't even mind the fact that it's on Cartoon Network. The main character is named Garnet, and she has a lot of similarities with yourself. She's an alien girl who loves science and space exploration. I don't know about that. I don't think that's correct. Continue watching. As you keep watching, you begin to wonder why you started watching Steven Universe in the first place. It was just another cartoon for kids. Then one day when you were browsing Netflix, something caught your eye. Steven Universe. Ask your persona what they think of Steven Universe. You pause the episode and look at your television screen. Steven Universe, you say aloud. That's what I've been watching. Your eyes widen as you realize that this is true. What? Go mad? No. I was gonna type go mad from the Revelation, but maybe not. No. Take a drug test. You quickly get dressed and head downstairs. When you arrive at your bathroom, you take a quick shower before heading back upstairs. When you enter your room, you immediately start taking off your clothes. That's not what I said at all. Examine your body. Oh no, what's happening now? You quickly inspect your body and realize you have no tattoos or piercings. You're not even wearing any undergarments. Put clothes back on. You put on some more clothing and go back into your bedroom. While you're doing this, you suddenly remember that you forgot to brush your teeth yesterday. You quickly rush down to the kitchen where you grab a toothbrush and mouthwash. Brush your teeth. This character is very scatterbrained. You run back to your room and brush your teeth. After you finish, you return to the living room, where you sit down on the couch and relax while watching TV. Suddenly, a bright light fills your entire house, and then everything goes black. Oh. That sounds bad. A loud noise echoes throughout your house, and the darkness takes over. You wake up to a loud banging sound in the middle of your living room. You jump out of bed and open the door, only to see several men standing outside your front door holding guns. What? Use pistol on men. You grab your pistol from the nightstand and raise it towards them. One of the men raises his gun towards you, but you fire anyway. Bullets hit him in both legs, causing him to fall backwards onto the floor. He screams out in pain and falls unconscious on top of his fallen comrades. Cast Bufu on men. Bufu is the only spell I have. You stand up and walk over to the man who fell unconscious. As you approach him, he looks up at you with blood dripping from his face. What are you doing? He asks in an incoherent voice. I'm casting Bufu on all of you. Cast Bufu. Unless I can't do that anymore, because it forgot this was Persona. You raise your hand and begin chanting something in Japanese. The man begins to glow with a blue aura, and his skin turns completely white. His organs burst forth from his body, and he collapses forward onto the ground dead. That's not Bufu. That ain't Bufu. Bufu is an ice spell. You turn around to walk away from the corpse. You hear another gunshot, followed by silence. Ask your persona what that spell was. Does the persona not exist anymore? You look at your watch and realize you've been asleep for about 3 hours. You also notice you haven't eaten anything since breakfast last night. What? Eat Bufu. You pick up a piece of bread and pop it into your mouth. While chewing, you feel yourself getting sleepy again. I guess I'll have to get used to this, think as you continue eating. Eat all bread. Oh dear. After finishing your meal, you decide to go back to sleep. When you awaken in the morning, you find it's already noon. You're not sure how long you slept, or if it even happened at all, but whatever the case is, you don't care anymore. Summon persona. Like, where did the persona go? Hello. You sit down and start to chant some sort of incantation. Your mind starts to become cloudy, and you can barely make out words coming through your lips. Suddenly, a bright light fills your eyes, and you immediately close them. I'm doing okay, I guess. AI dungeon is as weird as ever. Your eyes slowly open, and you see nothing but darkness. You try to move your arms and legs, but they don't respond. It feels like someone has put a heavy object against your chest. Complain about darkness. You quickly sit up and try to focus on the world around you. You can still hear the noise outside, though it's much quieter than before. Ugh, what the hell happened? Where am I? You ask aloud in confusion. It doesn't matter right now. You suddenly stop complaining and concentrate on the task at hand. You can hear the sound of a car driving past. What do you want? You ask in an annoyed tone. I'm sorry, but I need to know where you're going. What? I don't know where I'm going. Alright then, I don't know where I'm going either, but if you tell me where you're going, we can figure out something together. Fine, you reply with a sigh. You wait until the car passes by several times before finally opening your eyes. Hello, Isa. What's up? Look around. Aw, geez. Heck. Thank you. You look around and take note of everything. You notice there isn't any sign of life around here except for the cars. You notice a large man sitting in the driver's seat of a black SUV, staring straight ahead at you from his window. Ask the man who he is. Isa. No, you. You stand up and walk over to the SUV. As soon as you reach him, he notices you. He looks surprised when he sees you. Oh my god, are you alright? The man asks in concern. Yeah, I just woke up from a dream. Who are you? My name is Jack, and this is my friend Dan. It's Jack again. Where are we? We're in the city of Detroit. How did you get here? A couple people took us there. They said they were taking us to go shopping, but I think they wanted to kill me or something. I'm in Detroit now, I guess. Try to summon persona. I want my persona back, darn it. Okay, so what's the next step? I guess we should find some place to stay. Sounds good, we'll be fine. The pair of you head inside the house and make yourself comfortable. That's nothing to do with anything that I said. Summon persona. Maybe if I don't capitalize it. I missed my persona. You start summoning your persona. It seems like you've summoned a lot of them today, but you managed to get one ready in time. Kaiken! What? You call out. Who's Kaiken? Your persona appears and stands behind you. Your two other personas appear and follow suit. Examine personas. You stare at each of your persona's faces. Each one has a different expression, but it doesn't seem like their minds are really connected to yours. Examine Kaiken. You see that Kaiken's face is frowning. His mouth is moving, but no sound comes out. What's wrong with him, you ask. I don't know, he just looks sad, Dan replies. Well, let's try something else. Give Kaiken a hug. You give Kaiken a big bear hug. This causes him to smile and laugh. That was nice, you say. Thanks, he says back. So where do we go now? Hug other personas. You continue hugging all three of your personas. Eventually you stop and look around. Okay. You notice the room is dark, but not completely empty. There are bookshelves on both sides of the room, as well as chairs and tables along the walls. A lamp sits above a small table in front of you. Look at bookshelves. This happens a lot too, bookshelves. You turn over the first shelf, which contains a few old tomes. The second shelf holds more books. Finally, the third shelf contains a few toys and various other items. Read books. You pick up a book off the first shelf and begin reading it. After finishing the first page, you flip through the rest of the pages until you reach the end. What was the book about, though? Did it okay. What was the book about? Maybe if I just say that, it'll figure it out. The book you picked up is called A Guide to Surviving in the City. It talks about how to survive in the city, such as avoiding dangerous people or places. It also mentions some things that might be useful for survival. Read another book. You find another book on the shelves. It's called How to Be a Good Husband and Father. It discusses many things that you should know before having children. Cast Bufu on the book. You grab the book from the shelf and open it. As you start reading, you feel a strong urge to use Bufu on the book. Boo! You shout loudly, causing everyone to look at you. Huh? What's going on? Oops. I messed up the spell. What? That's crazy. Why would you mess up something like that? Someone asked. I don't know why, it just happened, you reply. Maybe you need to try again, another voice says. Try Bufu again. Sometimes you just mess up, I guess. You know how it is. You quickly run back to the bed where you're sleeping and grab your bag. When you get there, you put everything away and then head back out into the hallway. When you enter the living area, somebody is already sitting down with their legs crossed on top of a large book. Cast Bufu. I just want a Bufu. You walk toward the person who's currently reading and begin casting Bufu on them. They immediately groan in pain and fall backwards onto the floor. Ow! 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 They cry out while clutching their leg. Apologize. You quickly sit down beside the person and apologize. Sorry about that, sir, you say. That wasn't necessary. I'm fine, they protest. No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't lying to me. Resist urge to cast Bufu. You stand up and walk over to the person. You grab their hand and pull it behind their back. Don't move an inch, you say firmly. What are you doing? They ask nervously. Okay. I'm trying very hard not to cast Bufu. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, I'll stop, they say and relax their grip. You continue walking around the room, slowly looking for anything else that could cause you trouble. Eventually you come across a small table covered with various objects. There are several bottles filled with different liquids on it. Oh no, we're back to the drink liquids. The spirit of tapioca is possessed my character. We're back to drinking random liquid. You take one of the bottles and pour some of its contents into your mouth. The liquid tastes disgusting, but doesn't seem to bother you too much. The next bottle is larger than the first and has a label on it which reads coffee cream. Drink everything. You take another bottle and fill it with what appears to be water. It tastes terrible, but doesn't seem to bother you either. Finally, the third looks like a small vase made of glass. On the side of the vase is written, Aurora. Drink Aurora. That seems ominous. You open the vase and take a swig from the bottle. After a few gulps, you feel slightly better and decide to finish off the entire thing. After finishing your drink, you notice that your body feels warmer than usual, as if it was burning up inside. Uh-huh. And then what? You wake up feeling refreshed and satisfied. You realize that you've been drinking a lot more than normal lately. Perhaps this is why you woke up so early today? Check what Aurora did to you. You look at yourself and see you've gained a couple of pounds. Yes! Maybe it was all those drinks, or maybe it's because you were sleeping in a strange place. But whatever the reason, your weight has increased quite a bit. Celebrate weight gain. Stop catering to me, AI Dungeon. As you begin to get dressed, you suddenly remember something. Hey Susie, do you know where we can find a gym? A voice asks from behind you. Yeah, there's one right near my house, you reply. Find the plot. You head towards your house and arrive just in time to watch the sunrise. As you approach the front door, you hear someone calling out, Susie, are you home? You turn around and see a girl who looks about your age, wearing nothing but her underwear. Okay. Examine girl. She notices you immediately and smiles. She walks over to you and begins rubbing her hands all over your back. Hi, I'm Aurora. Oh shit, she says while stroking your back. Uh, yeah, I think that's me? You reply nervously. Uh, what? Hmm. What? I drank her clothing? I don't think that's what happened. I think I drank something that summoned a lady? Somehow? Let Aurora continue. You let Aurora continue with her advances. Eventually she stops and turns away. Sorry, I guess I got a little carried away, she says. Don't worry about it. Actually, maybe keep going? What am I doing? You nod and allow Aurora to continue. Well, anyway, I should probably go now since school starts soon, she says. Okay, see you later, you shout before leaving your house. What? Hey, come back here. Rub. No. Follow Aurora. Some girl in her underwear just walked up to me and rubbed my back and then left. You walk alongside her until you reach the park. Once there, you see several people playing sports on the field. There are even some kids running around too. Wow, it really is like a big family here, Aurora remarks. Ask Aurora why she is not wearing anything. Maybe I should have been more specific, because it'll probably say she's naked now. Maybe? AI dungeon? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It might have broken. It's trying to load. We didn't get anywhere! Failed to fetch. Yep, it's gonna have problems now. Ask Aurora why she is in her underwear. Let's try a little more. Aurora blushes slightly as she answers. Because I have no clothing to change into, she explains. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you told me, you say. Thanks, Aurora says shyly. Give Aurora a badass cape to wear. I just pull this out of my pocket, you know. Grab a large black cape from one of the nearby buildings and put it on Aurora. This will definitely help protect us from the cold weather, you say. It's a little warm though, Aurora complains. I, I, hmm. Ask Aurora what she wants to wear. Who is this Aurora, anyways? What do you want to wear, you ask? I was thinking we'd go shopping together sometime, Aurora says. Yeah, that sounds fun, you agree. Go shopping with Aurora. It's a date now, I think. Or just like a friend time. I don't know who this is. She shares the name of liquid that I drank. After shopping with Aurora, you decide to take her home. When you get there, she tells you she has to leave soon, so goodbye. Ask Aurora where she came from. I just wanted to stay longer, but then I realized how much work this day was going to be and decided against it, she says. Alright, see you later then, you reply. See ya, Aurora smiles as she leaves your house. Okay. Shrug. She doesn't know when to quit, you mutter. Maybe someday, Aurora replies. Pat Aurora on the head. Goodbye, Aurora, you say as you turn around and walk back inside your house. As you return to your room, you hear a knock at the door. Come in, you call out. The person opens up the door and walks in. There's just like a nonstop parade of people. Hello, the person says. Hi, you respond. My name is Ral, and I live here too. He continues, we were wondering if you had time tonight. Well, yeah, I might have some free time after all, you admit. Tell Ral to get out of your room. No, I'll talk to him later, you say. Okay then, thanks for letting me stay here, Ral remarks. Don't mention it, you reply. What? Fail to understand what is happening. Oh well, I guess he really didn't mean anything by it, you remark. He did, Ralph responds. So can you please stop talking to me? Sure, whatever, you reply. Thanks again for letting me stay here. I appreciate it. Get to the ending. I have to stop soon. You wake up in your bed and realize you're still dreaming about the night before. Hey, who's sleeping over? It would seem that my sister Erin is awake now, a voice calls out from outside your window. Erin? You answer groggily. A giant explosion suddenly occurs. A huge explosion occurs outside your window, causing a large hole in the wall. What happened? You ask aloud. It seems like someone blew up the school, another voice answers. Who could have done such a thing? A third one asks. Explode. I have to stop. Give me an ending. You run towards the window and jump down into the street. Ah, shit, what happened? You shout. I don't know, but we need to go now, another voice shouts. But where are we going? A fourth one asks. Roll credits. This second story didn't go anywhere at all. The tapioca adventure was better. Ending. Thank you. There's your ending. It's the word ending. You head back home with your friends. Thank you so much for coming to our party. What? Die. Your body. Your body explodes as you as you fall unconscious on the ground. Your friends look at each other and then leave you be. Uh, Finn. The end. That story didn't go anywhere at all. Really. All's well that ends well. Well, everyone, that was the AI Dungeon stream for tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And I will see you next time I stream. Good night.